Jinga Zhang, creator of the new art and photo sharing social network Cara, posted new users on the platform had crossed 100,000. A few days later, 300,000 new users, and then just yesterday, 500,000. And artists are leaving Instagram in droves for this new site, and good riddance, it's been a week. Hello, my name is Brad. I review tech for creative professionals, and a few weeks ago, I made a video, and in that video, I talked about how it's getting harder and harder at the end of a video to put a positive spin or a happy ending on many of these topics. I'm an optimist, and it is just my instinct to try to find the one thing, the good thing that may come out of a bad situation. And this video started pretty much the same way, with me talking about how crappy Meta is being to their user base, to us illustrators and artists, and then whoa, it transformed into this, hey, look at this great new app that's out there for creatives. So I'm gonna start by talking about Cara, what it is, what makes it special. Then I'm gonna talk about what went down over the weekend, end of last week, with Instagram that has like supercharged this exodus of users off their platform. So Cara looks and feels a lot like Instagram, or it looks and feels the way Instagram did like 5 or 6 years ago. Just post after post of glorious, beautiful illustrations. You can choose to post your own photos or your own videos. There's like a simple message feature there. You can post images or set up portfolios of your work. It's pretty straightforward. Cara is also working to implement Glaze into the app. Now, Glaze is a tool that makes small changes to digital images and makes it hard for those images to be used by AI models for training. It's a way to protect your work from being used in generative AI. Right now, when I signed up for the app, the glazing features are down. They had to take it down because people were abusing it. It's crazy how many people get really mad when artists try to protect their work. So weird. But in theory, instead of uploading your work to a website or using an app on your computer to glaze the images before uploading, you'll be able to just integrate all of that into your Cara posts. Now, you aren't allowed to post any AI art to Cara or anything like that on your profile. This is another problem that's been jumping up on these like art sites today. It's just people flooding it with just junky AI art things that they've generated. These sites have just been overwhelmed by the posts, so it's hard to find human-made art in all of that clutter. So how is Cara filtering this? There's this little icon here. You'll see it next to this guy's profile. Click on it and it says portfolio account. It has been vouched for by the Cara community. Now, I'm not exactly sure how the vouching system works. I'm still kind of diving into that, learning, but basically what it's doing is trusted people in the community can vouch for other artists and say, hey, this person's cool. They won't post junk. And I'm assuming there's some kind of moderation. So if you get caught posting AI and you have a portfolio account, you'll lose your vouched status. Kind of a cool system. I'm interested to see how it pans out and what it becomes of it in the future. A couple things to note to kind of set your expectations going in. Most new social networks, when they are being founded, they are backed by investors who are hoping to grow and monetize their audience. Cara is different. Jinga is financing, building this with her team herself. So don't expect this to have all of the bells and whistles that Instagram or Twitter does, at least not yet. This is a very small team working on an app that is facing right now some very big scaling issues. There is a silver lining here, and it is a big, bright silver lining. Since this is not a venture-backed business, the drive to extract profit from any way they can from the social network isn't there. They can run it like a normal business without having to worry about investor pressure. Gina is a professional photographer, so if you pop her name into the search bar above this video, there are a ton of videos spotlighting her amazing work over the years. You're also going to find videos about a recent lawsuit she won against someone who is plagiarizing her work. So she is very familiar with many of the problems that many working artists, illustrators, creatives have today. Now, a lot of people, myself included, have been more and more frustrated by Instagram in recent years. Less and less traction in the algorithm as they've been focusing more and more on just viral content. They've screwed up my carefully curated stream with like just lots and lots of stuff and filler. And creatives have noticed a drop in their followers and big drops in engagement. Instagram has been more or less signaling for years that they don't really want our kind of content, which is a shame because so many artists have built a following and built businesses and rely on these social networks for their livelihood. But all of this came to a head last week when Meta started allowing people to opt out of its AI training models. Being opt-in would be the ethical way to go about this, but Also, they've already appropriated everything we've posted and have been training on it for a while now, so I'm not sure if this just applies to content we're posting going forward. It's unclear. But here is the middle finger, and it is a big middle finger to creators. When people went to opt out, they literally could not. You fill out a little form and you get an email and you were told, nope. Here's the literal email that is being sent out to thousands of users who have been trying to opt out of this service. Thank you for contacting us. Based on the information that you have provided to us, we are unable to identify any examples of your personal information in a response from one of Meta's generative AI models. As a result, we can take no further action on your requests. So, what? So it's up to me to prove to Meta that my work has been trained on and used? I don't know that. The point of opting out is to say, don't do it. What's crazy is if you Google Meta AI opt-out, there are hundreds of articles by mainstream news publications, tech websites. Some of them tell you how to opt out of this, but none of them tell you that you actually can't. So Meta has gotten all this semi-positive publicity of being like, yeah, you can opt out, but you can't. You literally can't. Now, you can if you live in a country with privacy laws that force them to let you opt out. EU, you could do this. In the US, you cannot. In most countries, you cannot. So it appears that this is all performative. It's just to give Meta cover, so when they get sued or if they ever have to sit in front of Congress, they can say, what? We have training tools, yes, but we give users the chance to opt out, even though that's kind of a lie. And this is what really started the exodus last week to Cara. So running a social network of this size with 500,000 users now is expensive. I would expect a fair amount of growing pains over the next few weeks and months as they kind of get their feet under them. They're going to have a lot of scaling challenges in front of them. They've already had people kind of abusing some of their systems, people who want our art trained in these models, who are for some reason mad about us not wanting our art in these models. So I am rooting for Cara. More than just rooting, they have a Buy Me a Coffee page where you can basically tip them or set up a monthly reoccurring support thing similar to like a Patreon or something like that. So yeah, that's Cara. I think it's pretty cool. I'm gonna sign out now and go and find some cool artists to follow there. You should do the same thing. Thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you in a couple of days.